Hello and welcome to Beyond the Game. Today we're going to put on our fancy suits and head straight to Kamurocho. Yes, it's time for the Yakuza 6 review. First up are its graphics. For Yakuza 6 they went for a brand new engine, and in comparison to Yakuza Kiwami it's a pretty big step forward. Kamurocho, the place where you spend most of your time, looks wonderful. The burning neon lights, the water puddles and crowded streets make this area feel lived in. The excellent eye for detail here makes it even more realistic. If it is during the day or in the night, it all looks incredible. You can now also walk in the streets with a first person view to explore the tiny little shops and restaurants even better. And it's here that you can see the attention that they did pay for the smaller details. There is a second area in the game that resembles a small fisherman's town and has its own unique look and is way different from Kamurocho that resembles an area in Tokyo. Here you have small houses, tiny shops, a large river and even a nice temple that overlooks the city. The team behind Yakuza really went all out here. The cutscenes are still one of the strongest points of graphical power, as they have always been in the Yakuza series. The facial animation in particular is done really well here. You can even count the pores and the wrinkles, and all of this does help to make the story more convincing. The animation of your character while exploring the city does still look a bit stiff at times, however it's a big improvement over the last games. Combat here looks good with all your kicks and punches connecting, and they have a real feel of impact on them. Blood spatters everywhere and the finishing moves never get boring. This time there's also no loading screens when you enter a store or any of the side activities. It's one seamless world. All this graphical splendor does come with a backdrop, and that's screen tearing. In some indoor areas you will notice heavy screen tearing and occasional frame drops. Luckily this does not happen during fights and is mostly restricted to indoor areas. Next up is the sound of the game and its voice acting.
何しに来たか知らんがのここはよそ者が長居する町じゃないだ
わかった用が済んだらすぐに出ていくそれまで厄介かけるありがとう
あれはるかちゃんですかごい
ああちょっと訳があってな
あそうですかでも何か情報つかんだ
すまないな
The voice actor for Kiryu has done this role now for years and made this role his own. His voice is spot on and he puts in every angry or sad emotion in his voice where it's needed. The other main characters are all on the same level here and it all helps to put in a believable story. Everything is voice acted here, and even the NPCs that give you side quests do sound great. The sound of the busy streets are well done here, from the soft chatter on the streets to the loud music from the arcade halls. It's all present here. The music that plays during fights is decent, but you won't even hear it most of the time. What you will hear most of the time is the sounds of people getting a fist to their face or getting smashed with a bicycle. Overall, there isn't anything bad to say about the music and voice acting of Yakuza 6, besides that they did a really good job here. In the game you play as Kazuma Kiryu, who's an old ex-Yakuza who's been trying to escape the Yakuza lifestyle. Unfortunately, in the beginning of the game, due to the events of Yakuza 5, he has to go to prison for 3 years. Now that he's finally free, he returns home to his orphanage that he runs to find out that one of his children, called Haruka, isn't there. She wanted to stay close to Kiryu and thus wanted to live close to the prison. Everyone thought that she would return with Kiryu. In search for Haruka, who's like a daughter to him, you find out that she got hit by a car and is currently in the ICU. Once arrived in the hospital, he finds out that she had a baby boy but no answer on who the father is, or who and where the driver that hit her currently is. In his search for answers you will visit many old friends from the past Yakuza games, and in its typical Yakuza style you are treated with many good looking cutscenes and a lot of story. It may be a bit confusing if this is your first Yakuza game, but they do a proper job explaining everything. The main part of the game you will spend fighting, from random street talks to big Yakuza bosses. The fighting mechanics are nice, but don't expect something like Yakuza Kiwami with different stances for instance. They did simplify it a lot here, but it's still satisfying. You have your normal attacks like punches and kicks, and you have over the top moves like ramming somebody's head into a microwave or stomping his face in while he's on the ground. By winning battles you gain experience points, and these can be used to unlock more moves or to upgrade your health, strength, evasion or defensive stats. It's not complicated, but it's a good reason not to skip random fights. Yakuza is known for its side activities and mainly its side quests. These are just filled with Japanese over-the-top humor and they shine here as well. From pretending to be a mascot in a small town to help some vlogger to get famous, or not. Besides the side quests there's tons to do. You can go play old saga games like Outrun and Virtua Fighter 5 in the arcade hall. If you'd rather play a game of darts or go to a baseball betting center, it's all here. They did remove the bowling alley and the pool tables however to make space for a fitness club. I personally did always enjoy the bowling, so a bit bummer for me. There's also collectibles to find like keys for safes that hold valuable items, and you can go to different restaurants to see what you can eat. The less impressive is the gang war minigame. Here you create a gang to fight another gang. The setup is easy, but it's only fun for a short time. It doesn't require any of the strategic skills, so that's a good thing. You will send out different kind of fighters and see if you can win or not. This all plays out in an overhead view, but the game only consists out of pressing a button here and there. The only fun part is that you can also recruit better fighters and that they do level up. There's also a side mission story in this minigame, but beyond that it just feels more like a gimmick. Yakuza 6 is the last part in the long-running saga, and they tried to make it the most perfect Yakuza game of all. And in large they did succeed here. The story is great and so are the side missions. Graphically they managed to create an area that really feels lived in, and that's something a lot of open world games still struggle with today. Yes, it comes with a simpler battle system, there's screen tearing here and there, and some small areas within the city are left out. Yes, this is a typical Japanese game and a very long complicated story might not be for everyone. But with all those other things being so well done here, you owe it to yourself to give the game a try. I give this game an excellent 9 out of 10. Have you played Yakuza 6 or any of the other Yakuza games? And what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, hit the like button, and for more videos you might even subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you next time.